Oh my actual days. This is a pile of books, peeps. Good grief. I spent a lot this month. Oops. Hi guys, welcome back. This is part 2 of my book haul for July 2018. I will link part 1 below, rather disastrous part 1 below. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I've had a drink and I hope I've calmed down enough now to kind of get through this relatively unscathed, and hopefully you will join me on this journey and it'll be much more coherent for you. This is part 2, part 1's linked below. Oh, that's my phone, bear with. Well, so far, just as disastrous, really. Not really, I'm only joking. Okay, so part 1 I'm going to link below, guys. It is the paperbacks I've bought this month. I'm pointing there because they are looking at me from over there. And now I'm going to go through the hardbacks that I bought, including a hardback which has just come in the post. I have absolutely no idea what it is. I can't lie to you, I don't know what it is. I just need to check this here. Bear with me a second, because it's a very strange lighting situation and my glasses are filthy. Never mind. Okay, so the first book I bought this month in hardback is this beauty. Oh, you're gonna see? Yes. This is Deathscent. It's by Jarvis. And it's quite an old book, actually. When was it first brought out? It was 2001, not that old, but I own this in paperback, and I was in Hay on Wye a few weeks ago. I vlogged it and I will link it below. And in one of those rare bookshops, there was a massive children's section, and they had this book in hardback, and it was signed, and it was for £10. And I was this close to buying it because I'm a massive Jarvis fan, and I was so close, but I didn't buy it in the end. I can't remember why. I think it was just one of the first shops I went into, and I just thought I would pace myself and decide what I wanted. And if I wanted to come back to it, I thought I'd go back, because Hay on Wye is really small. You can get to each shop really easily. So in terms of this book with Jarvis, I own it in paperback. I think when I was younger and I first had this book, I read half of it and I didn't actually finish it. And so I thought in buying the hardback it would make me finish it, which would be really cool anyway. And I know it's the start of a series that never got finished, which intrigues me. But anyway, it's about, I mean, this glorious design on the back of this. And it says inside, "Across the stark heavens, the mysterious object came blazing, swerving and spinning in all directions, growing larger with every passing moment. Intense flashes of light flared and spangled around its surface, scribing a bright, wavering path through the darkness. Though it tumbled erratically, the object was plunging directly towards Malm's Wootton." Wootton? "There was no time to panic, no time to raise an alarm. Out in the deep darkness float the 93 isles of the Beatified? Oh, I'm not sure what that says. 3 isles of the beatified realm of Britain. Elizabeth Tudor is celebrating her 178th year on the throne of Englandia. Into this world, a place with no living animals and arcane technology, appears a visitor, bringing with him strange devices and sinister practices. He's about to change things forever." So, interesting. This is very kind of steampunk, maybe a little bit ahead of its time actually from back then, but I never finished it and I really would like to, and I saw it in Hay on Wye, and not only did I sit I don't know how to explain this, I have them all in paperback, and I've shopped for Jarvis books for years and years, and I have never seen this book in hardback. I just thought, of course, there must have been hardbacks released first of all, back when they were first released. I mean, I even saw some Deptford Mice hardback books in this bookshop in Hay on Wye, but they were very expensive, and I could not bring myself to, I couldn't do it. I wanted to, but I didn't. So this one I have bought since, and I got it from eBay, and I'm really excited to read it actually, and I'm hoping that I'm not going to be too frustrated when I get to the end and I realise that it's only the first book and books 2 and 3 never got written. But anyway, this is the first line. He says, remembering this time to read the first line. Dredging his oars through the churning water, Natty Pikes grumbled under his breath. What a fantastic name, Natty Pikes. Who are you? I want to know. So that is Deathscent, Intrigues of the Reflected Realm, Book 1. Excited to read this. And hardback Robin Jarvis. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Now then, my escapade to Hay-on-Wye and the realisation that Robin Jarvis books came in hardback got me very, very, very excited. And I went on a bit of an eBay binge. Now, if you've seen my paperback video for just now, I spoke about the Tales from the Weird Museum trilogy, and they were my favourite books as a child. I say child, I wasn't a child, I was young. I was probably a teenager, young teenager though, and I loved them so much, and I had absolutely no idea that they came out in hardback. No clue. And then I found them. This is the first volume. It's called The Woven Path, by Robin Jarvis again. This is Tales from the Weird Museum, and this is just the books of my childhood. These are the books that made me want to read and made me want to write. And it's just a lovely picture. There's no writing on the back. I love this about hardback books. And inside, ooh, okay, this is a long one. In a grimy alley in the East End of London stands an ugly, forbidding building. Its blackened walls pierced by grubby windows, its roof line crusted with turrets. It is the rarely opened Weird Museum, cared for by the strange Webster sisters and the scene of even stranger events. Wandering fearfully through the museum, Neil Chapman, son of the new caretaker, discovers a place crammed with secrets both dark and deadly. To his horror, he is forced to journey to the past, to a London torn apart by World War II. But Neil is not the only one to be sucked back in time. Josh, his younger brother, is somewhere out there, and so is something terrifying and evil. Before he can rescue Josh, Neil must stop the sinister force that has been released, a force growing stronger by the minute as it feeds on the destruction around it. But even if he succeeds, will he ever get home to the Weird Museum? Oh, I loved this book as a kid. I must have read this about 30 times, and that's not even an exaggeration. And it's in remarkably good condition considering it's quite an old hardback. First published in 1995, I see. And the first line, classic Robin Jarvis here, death and horror flooded the night. That's it. I'm already intrigued. I love tales about time travel, and this is time travel. It's even got a beautiful pictures in it. I'm not going to show you any more because I'm probably going to do a spotlight on this book, and I'm probably going to reread them quite soon because I haven't read these for years and years and years, and they are absolutely my favourite books. Beautiful depiction on the front here of Ted and this big creature and World War II. What's not to love about this book, genuinely? Have you guys read any Robin Jarvis? I'm hoping that I'm whetting your appetites for Robin Jarvis. You're getting an awful lot of Robin Jarvis content at the moment on my channel. Not that that's ever a bad thing. This is book 2 in the trilogy. This is The Raven's Knot, which I know I just bought in paperback. But I think that segue, guys, bit of a sidetrack. Hang on, let me just speak about this. I am following a really, really cool YouTuber and Instagrammer called The Potter Collector, and he is a Harry Potter nut who loves all Harry Potter, everything. And he collects all the versions of the novels in all different languages, all different covers. And I thought, he's fab. His channel is just really fascinating. I will link it below. And I just thought, if you really love something, then why not collect it? Why not? And I didn't know these books existed until recently in hardback and in different variations, and now I'm becoming a bit of a Robin Jarvis magpie, and I'm going around looking for different versions of his books, and I'm sort of collecting them. I wish to be the Robin Jarvis collector. That's my plan. But anyway, so why not? Why not? This is book 2 in the trilogy, and it's another beautiful cover. It's got a protective cover on this one, and again in really, really good condition with drawings. Let me show you the first drawing that I come across. Oh, there's a few pages in, guys. Ooh, you can't see it. You can't see it. I'm going to break it. I'm not going to do this. So, Brought from the past, elfin-like Edie Dawkins, is taken down to the cavernous cellars of the enchanted building and shown the oldest of all living things, the last remaining root of the world tree. For many ages the sisters have guarded it in secret, but now its very existence is in jeopardy. For in the separate collection, one of the exhibits is stirring, and with it an age-old quarrel is rekindled which divides the sisters. It is all the work of an ancient and powerful force intent on destruction, and Edie and Miss Veronica become its unwitting servants. Neil Chapman follows them to the mystical town of Glastonbury, where upon a tour a nightmarish army is gathering. There is going to be a battle, a final desperate battle to save the world from darkness and evil. This book is a really, really, really good volume in the trilogy as well. It's very dark, it's very, very creepy. And you can see in the front cover, there's this really strange, am I in focus? This really, really strange raven, crow, doll thing, which is scary, trust me. So the first line is, brindled with bitter biting fox, the plough-churned soil of the Somerset levels was bare and black. Yes, they were. Fascinating, fascinating. I love this book. Oh, I might read these next. Right, okay, then the next one, and you know, surprise, surprise, you guessed it. Yes, it is book 3 of the Weird Museum trilogy. This is The Fatal Strand. Really creepy monster thing on the front, which I can't remember the name of. It's been so long since I've read this. Frost on the back. Frost on the back. And let's go in here then. In a grimy alley in the East End of London, the forbidding, turreted edifice that is the Weird Museum is wreathed in midnight mist. Pale fingers of moonlight tease through the enshrouding swathes, painting unpleasant mottled dapples upon its silent, watchful walls. Ooh, that's a hell of a sentence. Yet the tranquil scene is marred by the gaping wound to the grand Victorian entrance. One of the bronze figures that once flanked the imposing oaken door now lies shattered upon the ground, a testament to the violence which has occurred many miles away. One of the 3 controlling fates of humankind lies slain, and the ancient chambers of the Weird Museum echo with grief. Even as Neil Chapman and little Edie Dawkins make their weary journey back from the battle-ravaged Glastonbury tour, things within the Weird Museum are already beginning to stir. Someone has come to disturb the slumbering shadows, and presently the gloom-filled collections will ring to the sound of unquiet footsteps as the spectral unrest mounts. Is Miss Ursula Webster to be trusted, or is she concealing yet another fatal secret? And just who is the mysterious ghost hunter haunting their every move? Can the approaching darkness be averted, or has the final doom descended upon the world at last? This is the concluding volume, guys, of the Weird Museum trilogy. And the first line is, shrill screams raging with grief echoed throughout the Weird Museum. Yes, they do. I remember that. I remember what that's about. Book 3. If you like Norse mythology, you'll enjoy these books. It's a bit of a twist on some of the Norse mythology and the ancient roots of the world tree and stuff like that, and I think you would enjoy it. It's very descriptive, and it's a lovely trilogy. My favourite, and it's one of the first trilogies. It's kind of my first ever encounter with the trilogy, when I read The Woven Path the first time, and it ends but the story isn't finished, and you think, well, what, there's another one? And I remember hunting for them as a kid, going back to bookshops around all the time, trying to wait for the next book to be released, and then finally finding it and being like, oh my god. So these are the books that I have bought. And now, for a bit of fun, I have this packaged book. It looks like it's been vacuum sealed. No idea what it is. Absolutely no idea. I bought it from Better World Books, apparently, in the US. I don't know. Let's just open it, shall we? I'm going in. Okay. How close can I snip? Oh, I have to snip with those. I'm ripping. Oh, I remember this now. Oh, I forgot about this. So, you know how I said I've been on a bit of a Robin Jarvis binge? Well, here's yet another binge buy. Now then. Oh my gosh. smells like Christmas. Ooh. Wow. Okay, this is beautiful. I have to look inside. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry, I'm really excited. Okay, guys, I have bought myself the Whitby Witches original first book in hardback. This is book 1 of the Whitby Witches trilogy. It's from America, and it's just beautiful. Gosh, okay. I need to find what it says for you to read. I'm sorry, I'm overwhelmed. Like I said earlier, I'm buying some covers, different covers for Robin Jarvis books. This is an American one. This is awfully exciting. It's quite rare, apparently. Since the deaths of their parents, 8-year-old Ben and his older sister Jeanette have been asked to leave one foster home after another. Now, kindly Alice Boston, an old family friend, has invited them to live with her in the picturesque seaside town of Whitby. The 2 children hope their move to Whitby will be permanent if this time they can keep Ben's strange powers secret. Unbeknownst to the children, Aunt Alice has a few secrets of her own. So does Whitby. Shortly after Ben and Jeanette arrive in Whitby, it becomes clear that an evil force from the town's past is on the rise again. Suddenly, Alice's friends are mysteriously dying. A young woman dressed in white haunts Whitby's crumbling abbey, and a centuries-old beast disturbs Jeanette's dreams. As the evil spreads, Ben steals away on furtive errands that take him to the town graveyard and the dark caves along Whitby's rocky shore. What he finds there might save Whitby from the most powerful evil the town has ever known. Oh my gosh. I have actually just finished reading the Whitby Witches series, and oh, I see, this is a library copy. I love it. Queensborough Public Library, Howard Beach Branch Library. I don't know where that is, but that's awfully exciting. This is an illustrated version as well, and the first sentence. Oh, there's like a little prologue thing, and then there's a first sentence. I'm gonna read you the first proper sentence, okay? Mrs. Rodis perched herself on the edge of her Spartan desk and sucked her watery afternoon tea through sullen lips. I remember. Wow, it's an illustrated version. There's little beautiful little drawings and like little fish. I have to have a little flick through now, guys. You're gonna have to bear with. Oh wow, look at that. Can you see it's Whitby? And this is an illustrated hardback version of this book that I didn't know existed. I'm really very, very excited. I get to read this book again now and enjoy the illustrations. I'm fascinated. It's in quite good nick. It's in quite good nick considering. I'm turning the pages very, very carefully. Wow. I'm chuffed. I forgot I ordered it. It's actually beautiful. I'm holding it like this because it's got a plastic cover on it that I want you to see properly. Lovely drawing. Fab. So, yes, that is the end of my book hauls for July. Thank you very much for sticking with me, guys. Thank you for being patient. If you got to the end of this video, bravo. And I will speak to you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.